Welcome to cloud computing course. Yeah, so introduction to cloud computing. Day one, we will be discussing these three things as part of introduction. We will see what are the prerequisites for cloud computing course, what are the course outcomes, standard textbooks and references. So friends, cloud is not a new word. Cloud is a buzzword and it is around, it is with us probably from 10 to 15 years we are hearing about cloud, and these days cloud has got paramount importance, and people are using cloud. Not only people, not just individuals, every organization is using cloud, right? So your Gmail runs on cloud, your Facebook runs on cloud. So what exactly this cloud is, and what do you mean by cloud computing? So this is a very important subject, and as part of this subject we will be seeing for these 5 units, right? I will come back. But friends, before we actually get into cloud computing, so let me tell you the flow of this subject, like how we are going to handle this subject. As such, we don't have offline classes these days because of this pandemic. So what we will be doing is we will have a systematic plan to handle our online classes. So friends, what we will do is we will have these video sessions, video lectures, and for every lecture we will give you handwritten material that will be shared either through Google Classroom or maybe in the WhatsApp group, like that. And definitely we will have a meet, Google Meet kind of thing, wherein we can again discuss uh, any doubt clarification, all those things can be done. So friends, step one, prerequisites. So if you want to learn cloud computing, does a student need some background knowledge? Yes, a student needs some fundamentals of certain subjects. So in order to study cloud computing, one should have some knowledge of computer networks, right? And I hope you might have studied computer networks. You need not have in-depth knowledge of computer networks, but you should know what exactly is a network, types of networks, topologies, certain basics of CN. Friends, you should have some knowledge on operating system principles, right? And if at all you have some foundations of distributed systems, DS, that will be good, right? So I think you have not studied distributed systems, so don't worry, distributed system basics are needed. That basics we will be discussing in our classes. So these are the prerequisites, friends. If you want to study cloud computing, you should have these basics. Now, before studying any subject, you should know the purpose of studying that subject. You should have some purpose. Why I am studying this subject? What is the use of this subject? Where this subject will be useful? What are the applications of this subject? So without having that purpose and knowledge of application of the subject, it doesn't make any sense in studying any subject. That is what is my personal belief. So that's the reason you should have certain outcomes for every course. So course outcome means at the end of the course what the student will be able to do. That is called as course outcome. So for this particular subject we have identified 4 course outcomes. Means as a faculty we wanted to impart the skill set which will help you in attaining certain abilities. So what are those abilities? I will tell you. We will be discussing those abilities, and we will also see what are the standard textbooks and recommended reference books. So friends, briefly we will see what exactly is the syllabus of this particular subject. So here you can observe unit 1 we are discussing about cloud paradigms, right? No, it's not cloud paradigms, it is computing paradigms. Small correction. So friends, in unit 1 we will discuss apart from cloud, there were so many other computing paradigms which were existing in the past, and there are certain other paradigms which are even used today. So apart from cloud, what are the other computing technologies available, that we will discuss in unit 1. And in unit 2 we will see fundamentals of cloud. In unit 3 we talk about architectures, what are the various architectures in which a cloud computing environment can be set up, right? and what kind of services cloud offers, right? So they are called as service models, which we will see in unit 4. See here, unit 4 is cloud service models, right? Friends, the most important thing is the vendors, right? So in the market, who are the vendors available who actually offer you cloud services? So why I need to know about vendors? Because in market we have 30 to 40 different cloud service vendors, and among all these vendors, each vendor has got a different set of services that they are going to offer. So before making a choice, suppose if you have a problem specification with you, so you need to select a particular cloud service platform. So in that case, if you know how many vendors are there in the market, what kind of services they are offering, and you should be in a position to analyze and opt the most appropriate cloud service as well as cloud service vendor. That's the reason a separate unit, last unit, is dedicated to know how many vendors are available in the market and what kind of services they actually offer. So friends, this is a brief introduction of the syllabus, broadly, like broadly what each unit covers, and prerequisites we have seen. Now let me articulate, I list out the course outcomes, friends. Course outcomes. So we have identified 4 outcomes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So friends, whatever we are discussing in online classes, each and every lecture material, handwritten material will be shared with you. So don't worry about the content. Material will be shared through some online platform or probably in our WhatsApp group. So course outcomes, outcome number 1, at the end of the course, students must be able to demonstrate what are the various computing paradigms that are available. Each and every computing paradigm, a student should be in a position to demonstrate or illustrate. So that becomes the first outcome. Second outcome is students should be able to use cloud platform, right? Of course, I accept that there is no lab for this subject, right? If you don't have lab, it doesn't mean that you end up learning only theory, right? So friends, don't worry, even though we don't have lab, right? There are so many online platforms, free cloud platforms are available. Definitely we will use them. So we will do certain hands-on experiments also, because if I teach you cloud computing and at the end of the course if you can't use any cloud service, or if you can't use any cloud service platform, or if you can't develop an application which has to be deployed in cloud, then there is no meaning in studying this subject. So that's the reason the important outcome, which the second outcome is ability to use, right? So ability to use the cloud platform, ability to deploy the application in the cloud platform, it is very very important. So at the end of the course, definitely you will be in a position to develop and deploy an application in cloud, friends. So that is one of the important outcome. And third important outcome is, for example, if I come to you with a problem statement saying that I'm running a small business, now I wanted to move to cloud. So you should be in a position to analyze what kind of cloud service actually suits my requirement, right? So whenever you are talking about analysis, friends, analysis has to be done with respect to certain parameters, right? So with respect to performance, with respect to security, and with respect to cost, you should be in a position to analyze, right? For a given problem specification, what kind of service model has to be recommended, right? And finally, friends, ability to select or choose. You should be in a position to select a appropriate cloud vendor, appropriate cloud service, as well as appropriate cloud service vendor, so that you can suggest someone saying that okay, for this kind of problem specification you can go for Amazon Web Service, right? For so and so problem specification you can use Microsoft Azure. So like that, friends, depending on the type of requirement, if you have in-depth knowledge on cloud services as well as the vendors, then if you can analyze with respect to performance, security and cost, which are the three fundamental parameters, if you can analyze, then probably you can suggest someone saying that if for your requirement probably you can approach Microsoft Azure service, or you can go for Amazon Web Service, or even Google Cloud Platform. So these are the four abilities which as a teacher I am expecting at the end of the course. My student should have these abilities. First of all, you should be in a position to demonstrate various cloud, various computing paradigms including cloud. Then you should be in a position to use cloud platform practically. Then you should be in a position to analyze and compare various cloud players who are available in the market. So these are the outcomes of the cloud computing course, friends. So I hope you might have got some fair understanding of what exactly we are planning to teach you as part of this course called as cloud computing. Hope, friends, this introduction part is clear, and what we will do is probably in the next class we will start our unit 1 wherein we talk about the computing parameters, and the first computing paradigm which we are going to discuss is centralized computing, right? So as of now, these are the things. To summarize, we have seen what are the prerequisites, we have seen what are the outcomes, we have seen the syllabus and the textbooks, friends. Let me write it here. Friends, I will share you the syllabus also, not a problem. I will be sharing you the syllabus. And the first textbook, Essentials of Cloud Computing. Essentials of Cloud. This is the first textbook. Author is Mr. Chandrasekharan. The soft copy of the textbook will also be shared, so that's not a problem, friends. And in the references we have, as per university syllabus, we have around 3 to 4 references. There is a second reference book, Distributed Computing and Cloud. Second reference book, I am not writing it completely. Distributed and Cloud Computing, in reference section, this is the second book. It is published by Elsevier, so you can refer. These are the two books which probably you can refer, friends. So thank you. That's all. I'll sign off, and in the next class we will be talking about computing paradigms, and in that the first topic, centralized computing, will be discussed in the next class. Thank you.